Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We have Dark going up against GuMiho in the Katowice Asia qualifiers for the 2024 edition of Katowice. GuMiho going for the low ground supply depot here, and perhaps going for the double barracks that we saw from Björn, but could also just be a barracks into factory play as well. Let's see what he does. No gas so far, so probably not going to be Reapers, because then you just don't have the gas. Might just be a one racks expand without gas. Getting a CC. The other side of the map, we see Dark going for... Where is the pool, Mr. Dark? Okay, he is going for standard build 16, 18, 17. Versus GuMiho, who takes a really late gas, making sure that he has enough minerals to immediately plonk down that command center. Not going for a Reaper this game, just going for Marine. Maybe picks off an Overlord in the middle of the map. There aren't a lot of high grounds here. I guess this one is one. But if you can get in front of it with the Marine, you might be able to catch one. Dark pulling away that Overlord, even pulling it back. Wow. Not going forward. It's like, huh? I haven't been seeing... Alright, the Reaper would not be done yet. Dark does not see a Reaper coming. Does he make Lings? Makes double Queen and 4 Lings, so giving the respect. You're like, well, there might be a Reaper evading my Overlords, and it will start shooting my drones. Sends out an immediate drone to the third base as well. And we have 2 Marines walking around on the map. Hunting for the Overlords. Second gas being added on here for GuMiho. Finally, we have a factory. We see a reactor being built. 3 Marines here looking for this Overlord. This Overlord doesn't know how lucky he is. 1 Ling running across the map. 3 stay at home. Queens are now done. Speed halfway done. 3 Marines about to walk into that third base. Now that is a little odd. They might get a couple Zergling kills if they're lucky. Oh, yeah, do get 1 Zergling kill here. And now they attack the hatchery. I don't think they can actually damage it enough. Like, it will out-heal itself by the amount of health that it's gaining. Or out-heal the damage of those Marines. But GuMiho does know for sure that there is a third base. You see this starport. Wow, this 1 Ling gets a little bit of damage done onto the Hellion even. That's kind of value. Secondary barracks in the back here for GuMiho with a tech lab. So Stim is going to be on their way. Kind of a... This could be a 2-2. Maybe just a... I'm not sure what it is. But he's going to have a bunch of Marines with Stim. He's going to have a couple of Hellions to scout around. And Dark starting to saturate his third base now. Has a little bit of speed. Has some Lings to control the map. But this, for Dark, let's see what he sees. He sees the front, and he sees nothing. Didn't see the gas. Hasn't seen anything. With GuMiho, you are always thinking to yourself, is this guy doing a mech build? Yes or no? If you see this many Marines, though, probably not going to be mech. Could be some weird biomech at this point, but we don't see the extra gases, so I feel like GuMiho is just going to play high tempo here. We do see a Roachworm coming down from Dark. And little drop in the main from GuMiho. 7 Marines. They do not have Stim yet. Do not have any upgrades, in fact. But they will stay alive. Aliens try to get something done, but only Zerglings have been killed so far. Another scouting Ling here from Dark. Sees the front. Sees the starport now. This looks really weird if you're a Zerg player. Like, okay, naked starport. Reactor in the front. This factory isn't doing much. So I would expect a pretty big bio push. We see 2 engineering base being started up in the back as well. Extra gas being added on. Third base being added on. And 2 medevacs are now out, but Dark, with the creep spread in his main, is very much ready for it. The Lings are on top of the Marines as they come out of the medevacs, and that means that some of the Marines will die. And even though the Lings did die, it's a decent trade for Dark to take there. Aliens also getting into the 3rd base here, and they are doing the damage here, getting some of those drone kills. 5 drones have died, and the Marines are still in the main base being annoying. A Queen even going down. Oh no, it was a Roach. Fake news. Lair did start up. We see double Evo going down, but 7 drones have died now to this harass of GuMiho. And that is pretty nice for GuMiho. 8 drones, or 7 drones. And he has a 3rd base behind this. And he's making a Banshee. So he saw the Roaches, and maybe he's like, well, 1 Banshee is really going to shut down any type of early Roach play here. Especially if we see Roach speed. We see melee and Carapace though. So probably not going to be seeing a lot of Roach play here. How many Roaches did he make? 7 Roaches. That is a nice number. You can make those into Ravagers, have a bunch of Links with that. And you can have a pretty solid mid-game. Especially if you follow that up with a Baneling Nest. Or even super early Infestors if you want to be super cheeky. Whoa. Infestation Pick coming out. See what he uses that for. Could use it for Infestors. More Roaches actually coming out. No Roach speed though. So this is purely to deal with this attack. Teching in some Roaches to defend. We see 1 siege tank. And the 4th base is under siege. Not a lot of creep spread here to give Dark a good position. And not even really trying to defend it. Staying uphill there. Like, not enough units to really deal with this army. And of course only cancelling it once GuMiho really commits. 3rd base is now down for GuMiho. Taking another gas, up to 5 gases. And more barracks being added on. Armory coming up. And 2-2 will soon start. We see 1 Infestor coming out from Dark. Let's see if he also gets Burrow. And now I know there was a recent balance patch proposed where those sharks will get less vision range when they are burrowed. But in this game, that was not the case. So they are going to give great vision if that were to occur, if the burrow upgrade were to be researched. For now, players just kind of chilling here. GuMiho being annoying with this drop, always being out on the map. This Banshee, trying to get some value, flies into a Queen though. Does scout that there's a 4th base, but oh my god, they actually killed the Queen. Wow. Killed the Queen. 2 kill Banshee. We have how many siege tanks? We have 4 siege tanks on the map. 4th command center coming up. 2-2 coming up for GuMiho. And I feel like the next attack from GuMiho is going to be a sledgehammer of an attack. He has so much. So many units. Very good upgrades. Decent tank count. 2 tanks at a time right now. And so many Marines. 48 Marines already. If those get to shoot their shot, it's not going to be pretty here for Dark. Dark going into super fast Ultralisks though. Kind of like that. We're getting a Baneling speed as well. For the Banelings that Dark can make defensively. Not going for a Baneling run by timing like we see Dark do decently often. Versus Protoss, every time this upgrade is about to finish, he makes like 20 Banes and just runs them into a 3rd base or a natural. We see 13 Banes being created, but not with an offensive purpose, just defensively. Ling scouts that there is a 4th base, but hasn't been landed yet. This drop is a little bit closer to home than you'd expect. 5th base going up for Dark, sitting pretty on 4 bases, 6 gas. Chitinous plating has started, so the Ultralisk armor, together with +2 Carapace, will make them very tanky. Adrenal Glands as well, so the attack speed upgrade for the Zerglings. Dark is really getting his value from this hive. Sorry, small hiccups. Oh, what an interesting position here for GuMiho. Even has a little cutie turret, making sure that no Infestors can get near his position. But the Infestors are... well, where are they actually? There's only 2 left, so I think he made 3. One of them did die somewhere. Am I wrong? Nope. Or, yeah, I am wrong. There was no 3rd infestor. The 3rd infestor was a lie. 11 more banelings being created. Lings and banes flooding on into the 4th base, trying to get a little bit of damage done, but get deflected here by this very defensive setup from GuMiho, making another command center. All of these siege tanks littered around the high ground here, whilst also having this rather forward position. GuMiho has taken up a lot of the map. And he is maxed out. 1 Blinding Cloud, 2 Blinding Cloud. All of the tanks can't fire anymore, and Dark is flooding all of his units into this center position, and a lot of the tanks from GuMiho are at the 4th base. So Dark has a little bit of an advantage here. GuMiho does launch a counterattack here. Infestor does get shot down by this Banshee, and that makes 2 Infestors dead here. 5th base, is it gonna go down? We see, yeah, it is dead. We saw a little bit of transfuse action, but nothing happened in the end. Or, well, the hatchery died, so the transfuses weren't able to save it. How many Ultralisks do we have? We don't have any. 3 are being produced. I feel like we saw those earlier already, so maybe Dark cancelled them. A tank gets picked off there. And Dark walking up to the 3rd base. Throwing in some banelings, hoping to lose some of these roaches, I'd imagine. Yeah, look at that. Just trying to throw away these supply inefficient units to rebuild more Zerglings, Ultralisks, banelings, maybe even some Infestors. Look at that. He almost lost all of his roaches. I feel like he 100% did that on purpose. Just poke, try to be annoying. Look at what composition GuMiho is building, and he sees the ghost. And now transition into better units in the Ultralisk, but also just Ling Bane with 3-3 are very, very strong, especially with ghosts out on the map. Ghosts are good against big, expensive Zerg units like Ultralisks, Infestors, and to some degree Ravagers. Like, Ravagers are still 100-100. And a pretty strong spellcaster unit. Now we have the Ultralisks, and the good old Ultralisk run-by is going to commence here onto the 4th base. This is actually super annoying for the Terrans to deal with, because you have to bring some ghosts, you have to bring a chunk of bio, you have to bring something to deal with that. And here, the Ultralisks even have some backup. Now there's also an attack happening in the front to try and distract GuMiho here. War on 2 fronts. 1 Ultralisks on top of the army. Oh, the Banelings roly-polying on in. And we see a couple SCVs dying. Banelings trying to get some good hits onto the bio. And in the back, this Ultralisk gets shot by the siege tank. And actually, Dark does not kill that planetary fortress. I don't know where the Lings went, but those got evaporated somehow, somewhere. And the Banelings did a good job of zoning this entire bio ball. How many siege tanks do we have? 8 siege tanks. 9 siege tanks. Like, this is some biomech stuff, almost. Lings getting on top of some of the siege tanks. Good trades here. 2 siege tanks do go down for GuMiho. That's very nicely done by Dark. Lowering the siege tank kind of bit. Corrosive Bile, boom, gets a kill on that siege tank as well. That's like, what, 3 or 4 siege tanks just died on our screen? GuMiho, though, did manage to get this 5th base here at the top. Oh my god, this siege tank. Going to deny the hybrid base. Get off my lawn. And the drones are being evacuated. Like, how do you ever defend this base if there's any forces up the high ground? It's very difficult to defend that base. You see Dark going for the right base as well. Actually kind of hard for the Zerg plate to split this map effectively. Some drones try to mine some of those blue minerals over there, but they get shut down. And now, oh my god, GuMiho goes onto the 5th base as well. Shuts that one down. Drones are being evacuated. Counterattack at the 5th base of GuMiho. We do see that one fall. 20 plus drones have died. If this was the Homesteader Cup, you would have to drink right now. And the Ultralisk, oh my god. Ravagers are ravaging the 3rd base, but in the meanwhile, GuMiho gets on top of the main ramp of Dark. And now what? You can't get up this ramp, ever, if you're Dark and all of your tech is here. Oh my god, this one Ultralisk does get an SCV kill and an SCV kill, or Marine kill. Meanwhile, we see some Ultralisks in the base of GuMiho. What is going on? What the hell? I feel like this is all good for GuMiho, though. Killing a lot of important tech for Dark. There's no lair and no hive for Dark on this map. Ultralisk Cavern does stay alive, but we don't have a spawning pool, and it's not being rebuilt. This Ultralisk was on move command, and he feels very sad. The nuke is being created here by GuMiho, and actually, so much of GuMiho's economy has been ravaged by the Ravagers and the Ultralisks. Now a lot of bio has been pulled up in the main base and shoos away these units from the natural. The fourth base was still alive, probably going to survive. And this giant army is... well, Dark can't deal with it. He didn't even have an Ultralisk here to throw Mass Transfuse on. That one Ultralisk dying here, really big. This one pops. They have 2 Ultralisk, and how many queens? 6 queens? I mean, there's 6 ghosts. Never mind. I think you can't do that, but with that, maybe, but... GuMiho taking game number 1 versus Dark. And GuMiho taking game number 1 on Hecate? I don't know. A map that will be removed in the next patch, so enjoy that map while you still can. Same for Equilibrium. I think this one is being changed out as well for a new map. And let's see if GuMiho is going to go for gas. Yes, he does go for gas, so he will go for that Reaper play. And on the other side of the map, Dark just going for standard 16 hatch, going down. Not going for gold just yet, but maybe. You know, GQ 4th base, 3rd base. You want this base, let's be real. You know, GuMiho might just put 4 siege tanks there at least, because like we saw in the last game, he really likes making a lot of siege tanks. And I mean, it looked very strong in that game. And I felt like Dark did a very good job of trading Lings and Roaches and even some Banelings for siege tanks, and then just retreating as soon as he met the bio army. But that one big Ultralisk Baneling run by, I guess, was a bit too expensive. Dark got his 5th base cancelled like 4 or 5 times. Maybe just 3 times, but still, like, the right side of the map seemed impossible for Dark to move over to. And then you saw the hybrid bases that Dark tried to take. The top hybrid base was really a big problem for him, because the top base was very close to GuMiho's base and could be sieged by 1 siege tank immediately, causing Dark to be unable to mine from it. And below his main base, he just couldn't keep that base. And I think if he were to replay that game, he would focus on that side of the map a little bit more in order to have a more stable position in that game. Now, be sure to like and subscribe. And we see GuMiho here with the factory. Oh. We are very surprised now, aren't we? Let's look at what the Reaper did. Reaper never does anything in this game, because these guys are too good to even lose a Zergling to it. Like, 1 Zergling is okay. If you lose a Zergling, that's... you know, that's okay. That's unlucky, but it's okay. 3rd base down for Dark, and again, not on the gold base. Really respecting GuMiho here. He's like, well, I don't know what the vetoes were, but maybe GuMiho let this one through in Dark's point of view. Oh, spots that 3rd command center right away. I don't know if you can reactively punish this, but that could be. He is putting back into gas right away with his drones, but I wouldn't read in too much of it. But yeah, Dark putting some respect on GuMiho's name. It doesn't want to lose a game where GuMiho just has some units behind his gold base the entire time, killing his drones, and Dark actually not really reaping the benefit, even having to invest more money into keeping that 3rd base than any other 3rd base. So GuMiho clearly going to be playing a very economical game here. He's researching Cloak and getting a Viking, so if there were to be a scout from Dark here, he would see Attack Lab upgrading Cloak. I think it's like 50-50 nowadays. Pretty cheap upgrade. I wonder if there's other upgrades that you would like to research. not as cheap, not as impactful. Because you can still fake cloak and then get a different upgrade, like Caduceus Reactor or something. I'm not sure. But we do have a Viking coming out. Does not know about that top Overlord. And I would be very surprised if Cloak actually finishes up this game. Oh, we do see a Banshee coming out, so Cloak will be finishing up. We see more Bergs, though. So, you see, he's probably only going to make this one Banshee. Maybe he feels like he needs to make that, because if a Roach build comes, he is in some deep trouble. But on the other side, Dark is just exploding into drones. 11 Lings and that's it. We have 6 Queens, even not that many Queens. And he's just droning, teching. He has his 3 bases saturated, 10 more drones. I wouldn't hate seeing a 4th base by now. 5 minutes is a great time. Ooh, maybe if this Viking is going to pick up his first Overlord kill, and he does. Lair about to finish up. I mean, it's probably going to be Hydra here. We see only 3 gases so far. Might actually just be Ling Bane, pure Ling Bane. With Baneling speed. And Baneling speed does come down. A 4th base is down. Dark completely ignoring his entire area. Which might be pretty smart. I feel like if you're a Terran player, you make at least 1 or 2 builds that are completely designed to go ham on this gold base area. Just abuse the crap out of it. Because you know Zergs want to take that, and Dark does take his gold base now as a 5th base. Love double expand here. If one of them gets denied, the other one usually gets up. We see 1-1 starting. We see an infestation pit coming. I want to see if Dark includes a couple infestors once again. I really liked that play from him. We don't see any of the Roaches or Ravagers this game, so a lot of gas still in the bag for Dark. Now up to 5 gases with a macro hatch as well, so he's going to go really ham on the Ling Bane here, I think. Because he has a lot of larvae as soon as all of these hatcheries finish up. And if he does some inject... I call it gangbanging a hatchery, but that's probably not PG-13, so just multicasting the inject onto the hatchery. There we go. That's what we'll call it from now on. And GuMiho about to finish up a bunch of upgrades. We do have Stim as well. So 1-1, Combat Shields and Stim. Very good timing here. Armory about to sync up as well, so GuMiho going for that 2-2 upgrades right behind it. And what are these tanks going to be doing? Like, where do you want to put the tanks? For now, what is going on? Big run by here from Dark. And these Marines get a very nice position there in the corner. The SCVs even coming off the line. And tanks are behind the rocks a little bit. Wow, this one Marine, what a king. Ricky, don't run in. Okay. Good job. Big scan reveals a lot of the creep tumors, and all of the creep here is cleared up. This gold base is now a little bit in peril. Or in peril a little bit. I don't know. It's just in danger. Queens come out, tank a bunch of the tank shots from the siege tanks. And Lings dive on into the back. Could have used a couple more Banelings on top of the siege tanks, making sure that they can't get targeted. But a lot of Banelings did die. But the attack has been thwarted for now. But GuMiho is like, no, you have not. I'm gonna go back in. What a little psycho. Creep has not been respread yet by Dark. Now just doing that. Very good job here. But oh my god, 13 SCVs just died. Was that Banelings? It must have been Banelings. Might have just been a run-by that was going on whilst we were looking at GuMiho killing all of Dark's Queens here with super crazy forward play. One tank joins the forces again. Landed Viking takes one for the team, not even tanking an Ultralisk like he did in the Heart of the Swarm cinematic, which was a sick cinematic. I remember. Again, the creep gets destroyed here. Dark, so sad, trying to spread his creep as well as he can. But GuMiho will not allow it. Another big Ling run by going towards the 3rd base of GuMiho, and GuMiho is just rallying units forward right now. Is 2-2 almost halfway on the Marines here? And look at this big run by in the third once again. Actually targeting some depots as well. And Dark, I feel like if he just survives long enough, even has Burrow for the Lings here. Very nice. Haven't seen any Infestors, but we do have these Ultralisks coming out. We have Chitinous Plating, the Ultralisk armor. And I feel like this is Dark's game if he doesn't get toppled here by GuMiho. Fourth base just about to land. Still have these burrowed Lings there. This siege tank does have quite the nasty position, but he is on creep, so these Banelings on Lings can deal with that. The Ultralisk is out. This fourth base is being targeted down by the Marines, and this Ultralisk can't walk over Zerglings because that would not be fun. Instead, it's stuck behind Zerglings that are 25 minerals each and being useless. Big drop on top of the Ultralisk den here. I don't think GuMiho can target down the cavern there, but and burrows the Lings here as well. More SCVs going down to the Zerglings. And they do have Adrenal Glands with 1-1. Now they have 2-2 as well. Ultralisk armor is about to finish up. We see some Vipers coming in as well. And I feel like Dark is just very much winning this game. More Zerglings into the mineral line. Now they are 2-2 with Adrenal Glands. And the Siege Tank even doing some friendly fire there. GuMiho. The supply's still equal. The GuMiho's army supply is very high, but Dark's worker count is still healthy. He has all the tech that he'd ever want. All he needs to do is pump out the right amount of units. He needs a lot of supply, though, since he is supply block right now. Marines trying to do damage to the Ultralisks. Ultralisk just kind of sits there like, what are you doing? Doing 0.5 damage to me, which is the lowest amount of attack that a unit can do in StarCraft 2. Doesn't matter how much armor you have. If you have 8 or you have 99 armor, you will always do 0.5 damage to something that has too much armor for you to do any damage to. So with Marines, that means they still do some damage because they attack pretty fast. It's way worse for units that attack very slowly. Liberator here gets a couple drones, but the Spore is here to defend. Parasitic Bombs on top of the medevacs here, and now GuMiho's very sad. He has to invest money into remaking some of these medevacs as well. Can't get a full Liberator transition going for that. Does have +1 plating already. Working on +2 and even 3-3 coming out here from GuMiho. It was looking a little bit like he was going, well, not all in, but being very aggressive and staying low SCV count to funnel or fuel that aggression. But in the end, like, I mean, you still see the damage that he did to the creep of the Zerg. But the gold base is back. This bottom base has been taken. This top base is now being taken. And you don't really care about this base. You just want to see stuff coming towards your other bases. Widow Mine drop, actually. 12 minutes into the game. GuMiho thinks the game was over and that he started another ladder game and that he spawned versus a Protoss. Another Widow Mine drop. And in total, we see 7 drones killed by the double Widow Mine drop. This is, of course, a very nice maneuver from Terran players to try and get some nice crucial damage with that very large splash radius from the Widow Mine that is being nerfed in the next patch as well, which is kind of crazy. I think the coolest thing is that they will change the laser to be actually decently visible. More barracks being added on here. Actually floated off his barracks, I feel like, no? Yeah, he floated off his barracks and started making tech labs on them. Is he going to make more tech labs here? Just making Marauders and Ghosts? Or does he fly these over onto... Yep, 3 tech labs are built. Damn. Okay, just make 2 more factories just to be able to use these reactors and just make infinite Widow Mines. That is... I mean, on this patch especially, that's the most fun you'll ever have. If you ever play a 2v2 and you want to have some fun... If you're playing versus non-Terran, because Terran just kind of owns it, but versus Zerg and Protoss, just make mass Widow Mine in any team game. It's so fun. It's, oh my god, it's so fun. You walk up with like 30 Widow Mines, there's like 5 carriers, and you're just like burrow underneath the carriers, and of course the guy A moves, so you literally just destroy all of his interceptors and his carriers at the same time. It feels so good. Look at Dark's creep spread. It's being kept back very well by GuMiho, but because of how this map is laid out, there are a lot of bases kind of on Dark's side of the map. If you look at the middle of this map, there aren't a lot of bases there. They're all on the edge of the map, basically. So Dark's still kind of being able to defend this base because of that. Very different to Hecate, or Hecate. Oh, big push here from Dark, just shoving on in, hit all of his units. 3-3 versus 3-3, and the ULTRAS still standing strong. No ghosts in the army yet. Couple ghosts here, but oh no, the depot is open, and that was not on purpose. Who's stuck here with whom? Well, the ghosts are stuck there with a lot of lings, and I don't know if GuMiho can defend this. The ULTRAS are ransacking the natural. The 4th base is safe, and the 3rd base is relatively safe. So GuMiho is holding on here, but for how long? Dark swimming in cash. Dagobert Duck over here. Natural orbital has been re-landed, but GuMiho, 133 supply, army supply not even hitting 80 now, just hitting 80. The mascot Swarm Host is coming out. We will be following that for the remainder of the game. Actually, a Marauder drop. Bolt. Bolt, are you watching? You better be watching. We see a Nidus Worm as well. I love Nidus Worms in the late game. I prefer 2 or even 3. Just like Nidus drilling. Oh my god, look at this Swarm Host. I don't think it's ever going to be discovered by Dark. Unless he randomly looks at it. We do see the Nidus going down. Overlord being sniped. Swarmo still chilling. GuMiho can't really defend this base, using all of his forces to run around and try and, like, delay Dark's onslaught, but doesn't run into this base fast enough. This Swarm Host has a very heavy job here of trying to stop these attackers. And the army of Dark is coming in. Swarm Host gets killed. No. Oh, poor Swarm Host. It was fun seeing you, though. And GuMiho picks up all of his medevacs into... Or picks up all of his army units into his medevacs. Picking up medevacs into medevacs would be problematic. Double ULTRAS run by. They were even hold positioned in the mineral line. Wow, dude. Dark? He hold positioned the mineral line. The ULTRAS in the mineral line. What a guy. Dude, that was cool. Even burrows the ULTRAS last second. It doesn't heal very fast like some other Zerg units, but GuMiho flew over an orbital trying to take the gold base, but 39 SCVs fall. And now, wow, not even healing the planetary here. He just needs more money to do it. ULTRAS comes out, snipes the PF. Oh my god, the snipe. The big snipe. But I feel like GuMiho playing from his grave right now. Shuffling through his deck. Looking at his graveyard and being like, nope. This was not it. Dark on equilibrium after killing 94 SCVs during the entirety of that. Will topple GuMiho without going for the gold base in any early fashion. And Dark evens up the score between him and GuMiho. We are now 1-1 in this best of 5. And we are going to be playing on hard lead. We see a supply depot here from GuMiho, but he's also making his barracks over here. Now, I've already cast a game of GuMiho on hard lead, where he went 3 proxy barracks and then proceeded to make Marauders and Marines from there. And we see, again, 3 CCs coming out. So, proxy 3 racks again from GuMiho. Very interesting. Dark going for a pool first. Dude, he saw that game. He saw me cast that game. He's like, no, Mr. GuMiho. It's not gonna work. Going for pool first, that should, in theory, just kind of make GuMiho's build look foolish beyond belief. Now let's see what happens here. If he gets up a bunker or 2, I think you could probably wall this off with like 3 bunkers. And still hit the hatchery, which is kind of the big thing. Making Marines here. Oh my god, he floats. The SCV got stuck, nice. Secondary Marine being produced as well. Dark doesn't know this yet, but soon he will. SCV goes out to the hatchery. Oh my god, that's 6 lings. That's actually 6 lings. Look at that. Oh no. GuMiho is so sad. No, run it in. No, run it in. You don't know if he saw your Marines, right? Well, now he definitely has seen them. And what does Dark do? Starts a spine right away. Keeps mining gas. Has a queen. Has not made a second one. The bunker has started. We see the Overlord over here. Knows there's no CC. So you know there's some level of commitment here. At least 3 racks. It could be 4. But it's only 3 here from GuMiho. Bunker is being created. The queen is coming down to perhaps try and put a stop to that. More lings being created. Speed has started. Oh, a little bit of gas being made. Oh my god, the lings actually killed 2 Marines there. Very nicely done there by Dark. Getting some trades with these lings onto the Marines. Now these lings have to run away. You want to put a couple lings here just to attack this depot so that these SCVs can't mine and have to repair. It's like double value, just 1 ling, 1 ling, 1 ling. Reaper comes in, the Queen tanking a bit of damage for the Spine. As soon as the Spine roots up, it does have 2 armor, so it does pretty well against the Marines. If you get a transfuse on that as well, this is a lot of Zerglings, though. Speed is not done. But Dark actually pulling the trigger already. I feel like he didn't have to, but he gets a full surround onto the barracks, and he is getting rid of this bunker, and now his hatchery is safe. Still quite a bit of Marines are here, though. Only 14 workers here for Dark. And didn't send over any lings. I feel like that is... I don't know if that's a mistake, because you might die if you don't have those 3 lings over here, but I feel like having a couple lings here attacking the wall, I mean, they might have been there, because that wall has been bruised. Maybe he killed them with his SCVs. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe F2'd them back home. You don't know. Wants to reroute the Spine over here, but if he does it too early, then he might lose all of his units. Zerglings go in with speed, get a big surround here on the Marines of GuMiho. GuMiho puts his Marines in this corner, but the Queens can still touch them, and GuMiho taps out. GG. And Dark now, after losing game 1 pretty convincingly to GuMiho's tank Marine style, now is up 2-1 after, well, going for pool first and just kind of auto-winning versus the proxy 3 racks of GuMiho. And after a quick game number 3, Dark is now in the lead in this best of 5 on match point after going pool first and completely, well, basically blind countering the 3 barracks play that GuMiho did on hard lead. Now Dark just goes back to hatchery first. I do love that GuMiho threw it in, though. Like, he played CC early, the first 2 games, and it looked pretty okay, especially the first game. So why would you not try to get a little advantage like this? But instead, GuMiho's going the other way, going for some macro cheese. Gets the CC down on the low ground. CC first. Flash is very happy to see this. Of course, he popularized going CC first in StarCraft 2 for a little bit when he did play. Dark going for stock standard here on Site Delta. I think we're also losing Site Delta. And also Solaris. Like, we're losing half of the maps almost. I feel like 4 out of 9 of the maps are being rotated out. So feast your eyes onto the maps that won't be relevant anymore in the near future. Double gas behind the CC first with the barracks as well. Not going for a triple CC. That would be pretty ballsy, but I'm not sure how much of an advantage you get from that. I mean, he might still do it, but I mean, he barely has enough money for the double orbital. Do see 1 Reaper coming out, so the Reaper will be a little later than Dark is used to. We still see 4 links coming out. Speed. Oh my god, Dark just mines the full 100 and then pulls out the drones. Most Zergs will pull out around like 80. and then leave one drone in for the last 80 or last 20 gas. So that delays your speed a little bit, but it boosts your mineral income quite a bit, because you'll have 2 extra drones on your empty minerals. Third base is down for Dark. And where is that Reaper? Reaper now coming out, reactor starting up, factory behind it. So we're going to be seeing some reactor Hellions with this Reaper on the map. And I kind of want to see a third base as well. Secondary barracks, though, behind this. So might be a 2-1-1 here from GuMiho. I would kind of like the 2-1-1. We haven't seen a 2-1-1 from him yet. And I think he would do pretty good with that. Both of these third bases are, I feel like, kind of vulnerable to it. And, of course, you do counter the creep threat decently well. And now we don't see the reactor Hellions, but indeed we see reactor Marines with a starport and a tech lab barracks. So 2-1-1 is on deck. I would like a third orbital with this, though, because you want to have some extra scans to really deal with the creep, unless you are planning to do a little bit of a stronger attack and use this CC first economy to really get one big attack going and try to find some damage. Because creep spread is, of course, more of a late game mechanic. Like, early on, you just need to connect your bases, and that's about it. But later in the game, having the creep spread everywhere really gives you a lot of map control, gives you map mobility, and map hack, as some players will have you believe. One engineering bay going down, further cementing the idea in my mind that GuMiho is going for a singular punch here. Only +1 stim, and he's going to hide it behind these Marines and medevacs. Actually going for a 1 medevac, no double. So this is a 2-1-1, but he didn't make a reactor for his starport. So now his Marines are just kind of left at home. So this is a little bit earlier of an attack, I suppose. I'm a little confused, as you might notice. +1 has been started. Dark starts up his Baneling Nest and his lair. The drop is on the other side of the map. GuMiho walks on in, doesn't find a third base over here, does find a juicy Overlord to kill. And, well, that's not first blood, but that's another Overlord down the drain. Even supply blocking Dark a little bit. That is more than you can hope for, honestly. Another medevac with units in there, moving on out, and a third base going down for GuMiho, so... okay. GuMiho just wanted to have units on the map as fast as possible that could never die. Which is any units plus a medevac. Because you need Mutalisk, Vipers, or very lucky Queens / Hydras to catch medevacs. In the early and mid game. Even the late game. Now, double Evo is going down, but this Hellion run by, getting a couple drone kills. 6 drones go down, and maybe a 7-1 does go down, and the Marines are hitting the main as well. Trying to deal some more damage. Only get an Overlord kill here. And they are pretty orange from the stimming. They get picked up, and they will leave. 7 drones did die behind it. A third base has been built. More barracks being added on. +1 is almost done. We see combat shields as well, and this is going to be kind of a sledgehammer of an attack, I feel like. But he just made more barracks. He hasn't produced from them at all. So I'm just a little confused. These 2 medevacs still being annoying, though. Finding another Overlord. I'm kind of digging GuMiho's position here. Like, it's not great, but if you look at the worker count, Dark is definitely behind right now. Because mules will definitely make up that 2 SCV difference. Third base does land. And 7 drones have been created here by Dark, whilst GuMiho is on the offensive, going for the attack here. How does Dark stop this? Dark has less army supply. 2 tanks take a nasty position. I prefer them behind the rocks. But this is still pretty strong. And Marines actually, well, take a fine fight, I would think. Spore gets a couple cheeky shots. Oh my god. The Baneling plus Ling combo annihilate the front Marines. And now the Lings come in from the back. Nice pack of Marines there. Does try and deal with the Marines, but that was too many Zerglings to deal with for those Marines. And now the siege tanks have been cleaned up. A medevac has been cleaned up, but all but 4 Marines died there. +1 armor coming out. A 4th base from GuMiho. Oh my god, shifting gears completely. Be like, oh wow, that attack was not good. Dark had a lot of units there. That means he doesn't have 70 drones, I suppose. So you can definitely tech on up. We see Infestation Pit coming out again. Another macro hatch and the double expand from Dark. Take notice, Zerg players. That is how you do it. Zerglings coming in for a nice counterattack. Those proved very valuable in the secondary game of Equilibrium. But now, actually, wow. Marines on both sides of the map here from GuMiho. And actually forcing a cancel there. Four Marines canceled a hatchery. That's so value. Oh my god, the most value Marines ever. Give them a medal or 2. They need a veterancy system. Just like Red Alert, and I guess Stormgate now as well? Or any Command & Conquer game had veterancy, right? Double drop here at the 4th base of Dark, and luckily Dark was sending out Zerglings and saw these Marines standing there. And now he could save his only 4th base because this one already got cancelled. Might actually get cancelled again. Medevac is under siege from the Queens. The Queens do take down the escape route, and the Marines are cleaned up there behind the mineral line. Now we have 2-2 underway. Armory finished up, and a secondary engineering bay was constructed somewhere. If we can find it. Hello? Oh, never mind. I'm a blind boy. Now the siege tanks come out from GuMiho. Let's see where he puts his siege tanks. On top of... Ooh, I like this. Very good position to try and assault this 4th... Don't you want to be on the low ground now with a couple units? Just to, like, run back and forth here and have your main force up there? Well, whatever. We see a lot of Lings here trying to do another run-by, but there's Lings... or Marines and Marauders already. Look at this position, though. So annoying. GuMiho taking down this 4th base. Luckily for Dark, he has that 5th base over there, because... Oh. 6 drones hiding away there. Burrow has been upgraded by Dark. I love that. Hasn't even shown any Burrow with Burrow Banes or anything. But it would be really cool. Burrow, Ling there, denying the 4th base of GuMiho as well. Dude, this Burrow really paying for itself. Saving drones. Oh, the Lings come in. Might take a tank there. They do see 1 tank. Lings on top of the tank. Boom. They get 1 tank, and they are hunting for more. Off of creep, though. These Banelings moving back. I mean, at that point, you might as well explode on top of a siege tank or something. Get a little bit of value. Now, GuMiho has pushed back the creep all the way to the 3rd base of Dark again. We don't have the Ultralisks yet. We do have Adrenal Glands coming. 2-2 is not done for both sides. Dark needs to muster up a really nice force here. GuMiho pre-spread on the center of Dark. And this is an area that you do have to defend. And Lings and Banes come in. Banes from the back! Oh my god, the Marines have to run away from those. And the Marines, or the Lings, clean up all of the siege tanks. Nice tanking with the Queens as well. Parasitic bombs from the Vipers taking down all of these medevacs. Oh my god, the Queens actually sniping the medevacs. And that means that the Marines could not be saved. And those are crucial Marines from GuMiho to keep them alive. Oh my god. No way. The 4th base is still denied here for GuMiho by Dark's Burrow upgrade. Really paying dividend here. Even retrieving these 6 drones a little later on. Dark. Wow, what a Burrow upgrade. Actually paying for itself so well. Another 5th base going down. I would like another base at the bottom as soon as he is a little bit more maxed. Mule Hammer has been dropped. PF is being constructed. I don't see a 5th command center just yet. Do see 3-3 underway. Even some Widow Mines being added on in. We don't have the Widow Mine Burrow upgrade. But we see even 2 more Widow Mines. So he might be going for Widow Mine drops again here with the medevacs. I don't hate it. 1 drop here at the bottom, 1 drop at the top. GuMiho doing his best Clem impression, but it's still an impression. PF has finally been established, is being mined dutifully by all of these SCVs and the mules, getting those minerals that GuMiho really needs here. Dark now has 2-2, but only starting +3 Carapace, actually going for ranged, adding on 12 Hydras into this force. So not going for any type of Ultralisk switch. He's going to Hydras and Lurkers. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, he just barely missed these with the scan. We are ready for it. Are you ready? Oh, no. Oh! Still got it. Decent hit. That's mental damage right there. GuMiho needs to keep scanning now because he knows there might be more of those. There might be more of those. Do we have Lurkers on deck? Not just yet. Lurker Den halfway done. This drop in the bottom can deal with this extra base being built, but the top base has been constructed, even defended by Baneling landmines. If you don't watch out as the Terran, you lose a bunch of Marines to that. The mental damage cannot be described. Other than just awfully painful. You'll keep scanning for your next 3 ladder games, just to make sure there's no Baneling landmines. Even if the Zerg doesn't have burrow. Oh my god, the Widowmine's getting decent value here. Oh, that's a nice shot. It's a very nice shot. Look at that, 15 kills. And 13 on the other 2 combined. 5th base again for Dark. Gets destroyed here. This GuMiho is doing a very nice job of making sure that Dark doesn't really want to go past this area. This base could never get up. Siege tanks are too annoying over there. And he just can't get his creep out far enough. He needs to commit too many forces to control the bottom side of the map. So GuMiho is doing that. And now building his CC to take his base at the bottom, which is the area that he controls way more than the top. And when I say that, of course, GuMiho takes the top base as well. Doing the expand in 2 places and just see what sticks is also a good strategy for Terran. Ooh, nice catch onto that Viper there. Only gets a blinding cloud, which of course you can just run out of as bio units. A lot of links coming in here with the adrenal glands, with the +3 carapace. And they are shredding this bio army of GuMiho. Some friendly fire from the Widowmines as well. I feel like the recent Widowmine quote-unquote nerf is actually a buff. If that keeps happening. Poor GG's, like, where was that shit when I was playing against Stefano, huh? I killed my own medevacs. I was there. I watched it live. It was actually crazy. One of those golden player cam moments. Dark. Again. He wants this base so bad, but he only kind of wants it. It's just a check, basically. He's like, how good are you playing GuMiho? I'm never going to try and take this fairly. I'm not going to use my creep and my army to get this area. But if you just let me have it, I'll take it. That's kind of what this move is right now. And again, Nakumi's like, nope, I'm not just going to let you take it. Get out of here. I've got units there. Nidusworm going down. Should have been 2 Nidusworms, but who am I to say? Dark is pretty good at this video game. We do see a bunch of Lurkers here. They do have Lurker range, and I believe also, yes, they also have Lurker speed. So they burrow and unburrow quicker, I think. Maybe they nerfed that nowadays, but at least their movement speed's higher. Nidusworm going up in the main base, but GuMiho is ready for it. 5th base here at the bottom side has been denied by Dark, but the top one is operational here for GuMiho, and Dark hasn't seen it just yet. Now attacking with a lot of Lurkers here. Whoa, big Ling run by. That's 3/3 adrenal glands. Zerglings. AKA cracklings. And those do a lot of damage. They are very high DPS units. 18 SCVs did just go down, and a big siege from the Lurkers here. Kind of taking this center position from GuMiho, making it very hard to defend that top base. He kind of wants to drop like 10 more SCVs there. Drop did get cleaned up from GuMiho here. F2's his medevac into the Queens, and it dies. GuMiho now attacking in the middle, whereas the Lurkers now attacking this side base from GuMiho. GuMiho doesn't really have a 5th right now. Lost his 3rd base. Had to lift his bottom base, and now lost his top base as well. Dark kind of slapping him down on multiple sides of the map and going into the center position of GuMiho. Lurkers burrow, no scan, and all of GuMiho's army gets cleaned up there at the third base. And that is a crucial, well, I wouldn't even call it a mistake, but a bamboozle by Dark. And GuMiho is now completely and utterly dead. And Dark takes the best of 3 with a 3-1 score, playing very, very strong StarCraft in the last 3 games. Guys, I hope you enjoyed these games. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.